Hello and a big warm welcome to you in this Facebook Live. This is one of my topics that I've chosen. I'm going to go through to ask you whether you're actually willing to have what you want your child to do. So sometimes there are things you want your child to do or you want them to stop doing. Perhaps you're asking them, and perhaps you're asking them in very enjoyable ways. Are you willing to, blah, 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 and they're not doing it. And what I'd love to invite you to do is to connect in, well, I'm going to rewind a little bit actually. What I'm going to do is talk about something that happened for me yesterday, which illustrates this. So, my son was having quite a lot of screen time, and I wasn't doing any of the things that I normally recommend. So every now and again I'd say, I'd talk to him and I'd say things like, would you be willing to finish at the end of this one? Or, I'd really like to do. So what I kept doing is, I'd really love to have some connection with you. I'd love to do some present time with you. Would you be willing to get off? And he kept on not getting off, and I kept on doing other things. And I went off and read my book, and this kind of went on for a while. And I said, this is very interesting. So I did what I do suggest, which is I connected into whether I was actually willing for him to. So there are these steps. The first thing is to connect with what we want. So what I wanted was, hi Lucy, welcome. I wanted him to get off the screen. I wanted him to have some kind of connection nature exercise. And I also had the kind of thinky idea that I wanted to connect with him. But it was kind of a thinky thing, and I wanted it, and there was possibly a kind of a little bit of, even though I wasn't thinking the word should, there was a little bit of that kind of energy in there. So the first thing to do is to connect with what we want. So the second step is then to actually ask ourselves, am I willing to have that? So I asked myself, okay, so am I willing for him to get off the screen? And I connected myself and I listened in. So with the willingness practice and with my whole work on willingness, it's really important to listen honestly to the answer. So we could go, yeah. Now, if it's not a real yes, you can probably hear in my voice, it's like yeah. It's like from here upwards. It's the mind, it's the head. It's really not coming from the whole body. It isn't a whole body yes. If you get a whole body yes, and if you've done any mind willingness work, you will know this. Let me connect with something that I have a yes for. It's a yes. It's a yes. It's a whole, from the tips of my toes, and usually often in my belly and my heart, that there's a yes there. Whereas a thinky yes, which is like I'd like it to be yes, is more like a yeah. It's kind of up here. It's often higher octave as well. So I asked myself if I was willing for him to get off, and I actually went, no, I'm not really. Well, I was kind of like a yes, and I said, okay. So then I asked myself the next questions in the willingness practice, which is why not? What am I afraid of? And what do I want to protect myself from? And I thought, well, if he gets off, he's going to want me to be connecting with him. And I connected in honesty with myself, and I said, actually, I don't really have the, there's someone coming in. I'm doing a Facebook Live, Nina. Are you going home? No, that's all right. Okay. All the kids in the pool. It's the next door neighbour. So I asked myself honestly, and it was like, no, I'm not really willing to. Actually, don't have that willingness right now. So, and I was reading my book. I was like, I'm really enjoying reading my book. I want to read my book a little bit more. So this process and practice actually requires quite a lot of self-compassion, because you see, if I was judging myself and hitting myself with an emotional stick and saying, well, I shouldn't be enjoying reading my book. I should at any moment always want to connect with my children. I'm not going to be able to listen to the true thing at that moment, which can change in any moment. But at that moment, it's like, well, I'm not really willing. And it made total sense, because it really helped me see, of course, the way I'd been asking him, I hadn't actually been, let me pause for a moment. The way I'd been asking him was not very effective, clearly. Because when we ask when we want our child to be willing to do something, but we're actually not willing for them to do that because of, we're concerned that if they did, then it would mean X, Y, and Z, or we wouldn't have time, or whatever it is for us, then we're going to ask in a particular way. And again, it's kind of like that head thinky way. And particularly because children and young people live in that energetic world even more than we do. I mean, we live in that world anyway, and you can tell when someone's actually not willing for you to have what they're asking you for. I'm sure you've felt that in yourself. But they really know that. So they're like, oh, okay, well, she's not really willing to have that, so I'll just, whatever it is that they're doing, they'll keep on doing that thing, or they won't do what we want, because they don't have that congruence. There's not a sense of congruence between what we're saying and our willingness, which is our life energy. It's a whole body. So we might be saying this thing, but they're not. Their bodies aren't hearing it, because we're not. Our body and our voice are not actually speaking the same message. So I'm going to say it again. So there's really then 3 steps. So the first thing is, what do I want? What do I want? Am I willing to have that? And then to answer really honestly. And if it's a yeah, or a no, then the next part of this bit is to say, well, why not? What am I scared of? What am I protecting myself from? And there's the next step after that, the whole step on the willingness practice, is that, that the next piece is to really listen in. So it's really listening in with compassion. So I do this with my inner loving mother generally, and it's really listening into whatever that is, whatever that thing is that showed up. So for me, it was something like, so you're really not wanting to stop reading your book right now. You're actually wanting some time to just be connecting with yourself right now. And yes, yeah, I really am. Really enjoying having a little bit of time. It's a sunny day. My inner loving mother says, oh, sweetheart, so you're really enjoying just having a little bit of time, just connecting with yourself. You've had a busy week. Yeah, I really have. And just enjoying that right this moment. Yeah, and I want to keep doing that. And I'm not quite ready to be really present with him. I really hear that. So you're not quite ready right now to be really present with him. No, not at the moment. I'd like to read a little bit more of my book. You'd like to read a little bit more of your book, sweetheart? Yeah, I really, really would. And usually there's this sigh of relief. There's this, yes, because whatever it is that was there, and it may be something we're scared of, it may be a need we're trying to meet, it may be a value. When we really listen to that, or when our inner loving crew or the inner divine mother, or whoever it is, hang on a minute. Are you guys going? Can you go? Yeah, is that all right? Yeah, thanks. When those parts of us get really, really heard with loving compassion, it's like they're really valued and they're really honored, and they can relax and they can breathe out, sigh of relief, and it's like, yes, okay. And then we can think up. So then once we've got that sigh of relief, we can have I have my inner loving father, and then it's usually more the thinky things, like the strategizing, the thinky, the how can we get that value met as well, or how can I protect you from whatever it is that you're scared of, or so it's more the kind of cognitive piece. And so that might be simply just like, oh, okay, so would you like to read your book for a little bit longer, maybe another 20 minutes or something, and then off go and connect with Sunny? Like, yeah, okay, I would like that. Yes. Oh, yeah, a word. Okay. So now, are you willing? So I asked myself, am I willing for him to get off the screen? And then I have a yes. You can see it in my face, in my body. Can you see that? It's like yes, yes, I really am. Yes, 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 yes. So when we get the yes, then when we go and ask our child, so then I could go, and actually I did something slightly different with Sunny, because I actually talked to him about this process because he's aware of it. And I was like, gosh, I know I've been asking you to get off, and I actually haven't been willing for you to. So we talked about that. And actually through talking to him about that, I felt really connected with him, and then I was totally willing to connect. So I did something a little bit different that time. So that's another route in, really, is to connect in. And sorry, this is a little bit of a, you're going to go and have a shower, sweetheart? You want to go and have a shower? Oh, okay. You wanting to go and get changed? You need a towel. Do you want to walk through? There's some in the bedroom, my lovely. There's some in the bedroom. I don't mind. Don't mind. You do. Oh no, I'll be a few more minutes, my lovely, if you don't want to go through. It's parenting in real life. I'm not sure the timing of doing this was really that great. Anyway, so then what happened was, do you see, then I can ask him in a way that is really my whole, I'm just sharing about yesterday, Sonny, was a whole body thing. I can say, are you willing to get off now? I'd like us to go and play and go and connect. Would you like to go and have a, I think maybe he suggested, okay, let's go and have a swim in the pool. And can you feel my whole body's different? It's not a, I can hardly even do the other one from this place. Because like, yes, I'm so willing. I'm so willing for him to get off. I'm so willing to engage. I'm so willing to connect. And it feels entirely different in my body. I can hear my voice reverberating through my whole body. And you see, when we connect with our children, we ask them something from that place, they get this congruence between what we want, what our words are saying, and what our whole body is expressing. And that willingness is magnetic. It's absolutely magnetic. So when I've talked to lots and lots of parents about this, I remember one mama and her nearly 3-year-old, and she's talking about the whole toothbrushing thing. And she said when she really connected in with her willingness first, and she could ask in a way that was really willing, it was entirely different from the thinky head place. And her son was just so much more willing to cooperate with that, because it's a whole body thing, and it's kind of contagious and magnetic and what's other words, those kinds of things. It's so much easier for them to go with that flow of our body energy and our life energy than when we're in that thinky place, which is like the kind of thinky head place, when we're actually not really willing for them to do what we want them to do. So there's the steps. What do I want? Am I willing? If it's a yes, why not? What am I afraid of? What am I protecting myself from? Give empathy from your inner loving mother, your divine mother, whoever it is. Come to practical solutions, and then go and connect back in. Am I willing now? And then ask them, are you willing? Go and connect in with them. Are you willing? So I know that maybe sound a lot at first, but when you practice it a few times, it becomes quite a lot more easy to remember the steps. So hope you found this helpful. I'm going to clearly up-level my own practice of this, and I'm really excited because I now have my Are You Willing book on Amazon. Woo-hoo-hoo! It's in digital format at the moment, may well be in print format, but if you want to go and get that, just go and have a look. Are You Willing on Amazon? And it's all about this. It's all about willingness, and our child's willingness, and our willingness to have, do and be what we want, not only in parenting but in all aspects of our life. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye.